Is that the most? 57? Anyone else beat 52nd? Biggest loser? I hope we've got that a separate cut of that. Yeah, do we have separate footage of? Beautiful. And just as a thanks, Rosemary, we're going to make sure you get your own link of that testimonial. Put it up on Facebook. Man, that is incredible. So you won the battle against public enemy number one. Yeah. Toxic, goopy, highly inflammatory, just downright down and dirty and nasty, visceral fat. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So, I'm going to have fun doing this in public, I tell you. I have free reign. So, we're going to welcome up Alex next, and we're going to provide a place for some interaction. Is that right, Alex? And so, while we're inviting Alex up, could I please have 4 chairs behind me? Just right across here, thank you. And Alex, you can have the Master of Ceremonies chairs. Please welcome up Alex Tice, Thank you so much, Alex. Look, might like a seat. King for a day. Oh yeah.
All right. How was lunch?
Good.
You guys like the 2 hours for lunch?
Yes.
Like 30 minutes. So kudos to, I think Michael or Chris, or somebody started that a couple years ago, the extra time for lunch, and I actually stole that, incorporated it in convention too. So you're all going to be at convention, right?
Yeah.
I love the extra time. So thanks for that. Anybody do anything fun at lunch besides eat?
Yeah.
Yep.
Talk.
Isn't that fun?
Tell me something good. Shout it out.
We talk.
Talk to
Yeah.
something fun. Come on.
Come on, Al.
I took a nap. Took a nap.
Team leader meeting.
Team leader meeting.
It was work.
Worked.
I
Yes.
booked more dancing lessons.
Booked more dancing lessons. Awesome.
That's fun.
I sold 6 boxes of Eileen.
Woo!
Nice. That's fun. That's really fun.
Okay. How many people here have ever felt like either A, I don't want to approach a lot of my friends and family because I don't think they'd be good at my business, or I don't want to work with them, or that's just not what I want to do, or B, I feel like I've talked to everybody I know, and I want to go to the boot camp and call new people, but I don't even know where I'd start. Anybody felt A or B? So how about some tips from people who regularly hit Achievers Club, who've been in this business a long time, who believe in life force, who are just natural recruiters? Would you like to hear some tips from them?
Yes!
Good, because if you said no, you're going to hear tips anyway. So welcome to the stage, 3-star diamond Julia Reynolds, 3-star diamond Julianna, California, 3-star diamond Nancy Moore. Okay, real quick, in 10 seconds, each of you tell us where you found yourself on the board that David created, whether you're nurture teacher, teacher promoter, promoter strategist. Tell us what each of you are. So I think we got a pretty good mix here. What do you believe you are?
I'm a promoter, despite my history of being a nurturer.
Promoter, nurturer, all right.
Promoter, strategist with a pinch of nurture and less so teacher, trainer, in fact maybe none.
Lion.
A nurturer, however, I'm really surfacing my promoter.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher, trainer, and a promoter.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I want to make something very clear. Are any nurturers in the crowd feeling like oh crap, I shouldn't be a nurturer, or shame or guilt for being a nurturer? Are you feeling that way?
No.
Can we just erase that if you are? If you're not, awesome. But if you are, there's no shame in that. The reason Life Force has been around for 30 years is because we have so many great nurturers.
Yeah.
What about a schemer?
Well,
We're not talking about you.
Oh, that's one bank on.
Swan, I'm a strategist and a schemer. Alright, so I'll share some of that with everybody. So I want to start, this panel was actually Julie's idea. Julie, David Collister came to your hometown, came to Florida, met with you. You met at a Starbucks, and I've known you since I started here. You've been with Life Force a long time. I wouldn't say at that time you were, what's the right word, but you were really actively building your warm market. But you met with David, and then kind of tell us what happened and what you've been doing.
Right, I had actually taken pretty much of a break for about 4 years due to some personal reasons that I had going on, and that finished, so it was time to start building my business again. And I met with David at a Starbucks in North Miami Beach, and he said to me, because I was ready to rebuild my warm market. I've done cold market, it's very cold, it's hard, and I'm not much of a schemer. So I really wanted to build a warm market in South Florida so I could have a local team. And he said to me, join the Chamber of Commerce. That sounds very simple. I have no clue what that's going to entail, but that's what I'm going to do. So I joined the Chamber of Commerce. Right away, there were 550 people that I was ready to get to know that wanted to get to know me. From there, I joined another chamber. I've joined many networking groups. I've now on email lists for all kinds of different activities, for grand openings and ribbon cuttings and art presentations, and just, I mean, it is just endless how many opportunities there are to get to know lots and lots of people. If I just went about my normal day and was hoping to meet people in the grocery store, I'm not going to meet that many people, but I've been able to meet, seriously, 1,000 people, more than in the last year. It's very important that I had my business card, because this is a different class of people. This isn't just the woman you meet behind you in the grocery store. These are people that want to meet you and want you to meet them. And I take it to the next level by setting up one-on-ones. It can be very easy to go to these events, which are a ton of fun, and just eat the food and have a good time. But if you go in there wanting to meet new people, you exchange business cards, I send them an email later saying, hey, it was just really nice to meet you. Or even when I meet them, let's set up a one-on-one, I'll contact you, we'll get together at a Starbucks. You have a chance to exchange information to each other about what you have. And isn't that what you really want? The chance to tell somebody about Life Force and about the Body Balance and about the Be New. So the more audiences that I can get, the more people are going to hear about what I have. And I made Achievers Club, I believe it was November, January, February, second tier, March, and April. Nice. And it's all been by people that I've met locally through just getting out there networking and taking it to the next level by getting to know a lot of people one-on-one. And I have a lot of great new friends too.
Guys, a lot of this is a mindset. If you believe there's no one left to talk to, you're right. Okay, there's millions of people that could use your help, even if you just enlighten them that there's another way to do things, either with products or finances or opportunity or a great community. I mean, people are missing out, especially the people that were at Cindy's cabin last night. I mean, there's people in the world that are missing out on good times, right? So a lot of this is a mindset. You need to believe that there are people waiting to meet you. Do yourself a favor, do me a favor. Every morning, tell yourself that. There are people waiting to meet me. They're just waiting for you. And if you believe it, it is true. I know that for a fact. The times in my life when I thought, there's no one new for me to meet. How do I meet new and great people? The fact that we have a new senior director of marketing, Brian, is a direct result of me saying there are people waiting to meet me. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Nancy.
Fabulous. I was so over listening to you talk that I forgot the question.
I didn't ask you a question, that's why. Okay, so Nancy gets on Achievers Club whenever she wants. Talk about a mindset. Whenever she wants to. You live in a tiny town in Colorado.
Yes.
And I've talked to people in that town who told me that everybody in the town has heard of Body Balance, so there's no one left to talk to in the whole town. BS. How do you get on Achievers Club in Durango, Colorado? How do you meet people?
Well, I talk to the ones that already know about body balance. No, often I do. And it is a small town. A lot of people do know about body balance because we were all on fire in Durango for a period of time. The fires died down. And so there are a lot of people that have heard about body balance. And I do go back to some of my people that have already heard about body balance. But one of the most precious experiences is meeting a new person and introducing a new person to body balance and watching them get excited and get curious. And so curious is the big word for me. I'm always curious. If I meet a new person, whether it's in an elevator or walking on the walking trail in our town or anywhere, I'm always curious, and I just start conversation, and I ask questions that I'm really interested in. I ask about their family. I ask about what do they do. I ask about their holidays. What do they like to do for holiday? I ask about their kids. I just ask questions, and when I ask questions, people tell me, they trust me, and they open up to me and begin to tell me about what their heartache is, where they need some help. And a lot of times that's financial, but a lot of times also it's their health. And so there's always an opening with that. So that's one of the ways, is just to be curious about everyone. Another way, and Julianna reminded me of it, is that we do have a lot of networking groups in Durango. We just started a new one, actually. It's called Face to Face Durango. Don't you love that name? And we not only work with each other, but we also, once a month, the group does something for the town. So we meet town people doing something wonderful to help the town. And our name is starting to be known as a group of business people that not only share business and help each other grow our businesses, but we also are very much giving back to our town.
I just want to edify that fantastic advice. Nancy is an exceptional listener. Exceptional. Something Nancy does, and I don't know if she trained on it to do this, or she just does it naturally. She's done it every time I've ever talked to her. She waits usually at least 5 seconds before you're done speaking to talk, because she wants to hear everything you say. And if you incorporate that into when you meet people, right now there's so many messages, internet, it's crazy, from text. People are not being listened to. So when you genuinely listen to people, they're going to be attracted to what you have to offer. It's just awesome advice. Being curious, and when you do ask those questions, if you're sitting there waiting for them to stop so you can say, I have this great thing called Life Course. You've all been in that situation where someone's approached you with anything, and they asked you a question just so they can approach you with something. Doesn't work too well. So thank you, Nancy. Cliff, I'd like when you answer this, tell us a little bit about your history, because I know a little bit about it. You come from a native tribe in New Zealand, is what I believe. But you have traveled to Australia and the United States, and you seem to meet people, new people, and grow your business wherever you go. How do you do it?
Yeah, great question. I just want to back up what you said about what's been said already. I incorporate that as well into my daily travels. In a nutshell, I'm just me. And I just go out there and I just be me. And in the process of being me, I meet people. And it's usually quirky, funny, bizarre, cool. And it's not about trying to go out there in the big wide world and force things to happen. there's a flow, there's a rhythm. And whatever that is for you, I've sort of found mine. And so I just go out there and I engage with life. And I actually take on board, I actually do, every so often I wake up and I think, I know there's somebody out there that needs what I've got to offer. And I'll meet them. So when I'm traveling, anything can happen. It could be, I've got yeses out of people in the elevators, and I only had like 10 seconds. You know, it's just about meeting people and just putting it on and seeing whether they are into it or not. And one thing that does work for me when I'm traveling, and I'll be incorporating this, and I've already got yeses already here in USA since I've been here. And I just say, you know, I connect with them and I just say, hey, look, I'm visiting on business, expanding my business in this city, and I'm looking for potential customers and business partners. And look, this may not be a good fit for you, but would you be open to taking a look? Now, did anyone come across that script somewhere? Yeah? Have you actually tried it? Yeah? Does it work? Yes. It works. It's beautiful because it's an honest question, you know, or statement to these people. And then I'll also definitely, I go back and then I bring in the old Nancy Connect, where I really am interested to find out about these people. One thing that can take a lot of your time is not qualifying people. You know, how many here wanted to just sort of get a yes and give some info out and not really listen, only to find out later that it wasn't appropriate? Anyone? Okay, so it's about being discerning, and my challenge, and I do have challenges, don't get me wrong, is, you know, if I see somebody that really needs our products, in particular our Be-New program, one of the challenges I've found is just finding a way to connect with these people on a heart level, without them, you know, thinking, oh, is that why you're contacting them? Yeah? Yeah? So what for a lot of folks, especially with the Be-New program, I actually use what I said before, that same script. I'm in town visiting, building business. Look, I've got a weight management program. It addresses the systemic cause of obesity, and I'm just looking for anyone open and interested in looking at some information about that. Would you be interested, or anyone you know? And that's about where I've got to so far, engaging with that portion of the market, because a lot of it is people I don't know. I do want to bring one piece in too. Never forget about your warm market, your existing Reignite list if you've got 10, right? How many people here have actually gone back through the Reignite list and actually re-invited those people about the Be-New or the improved body balance? Okay, now how many haven't? Hands up. Hands up if you've got lists, Reignite lists. Okay, my recommendation to you is go there. That's your warm market. The diamonds are in your own backyard. I also do that with my Be-New customers. I'm getting new business out of my Be-New customers. I presume other people are. Because if somebody's got a great result with Be-New, what are they going to be doing? Right? And you want to step in there and catch them at, I've found between up to 5 to 7 days is a great time to connect with these folks. And I just engage with them. I say, hey, how's it going? They say, great. And I say, well, I don't suppose you've been talking to anyone. Oh yes, I've been talking to Mary, Sue, blah, blah, my auntie, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, I'm writing these names down. And then I'll just say, well look, remember I mentioned you can get this product paid for? They say, yeah. Well look, I've got a proposition. I'm happy to call your people on your behalf, but I'd like you to know how that conversation is going to go. And this is it. Hi, I'm a friend of Dee. I introduced her to the Be-New program. She's having fantastic results. And I believe she spoke to you about it. Yeah, great. And she said that you were interested. Yeah, great. And what's been going on for you in that regard? Build rapport. As soon as I built the rapport, I let them know 1, 2, 3, the metabolic sticks, the Be Full, and the cleanse. Brief. Let them know it addresses the systemic cause of obesity, which is our point of difference. And then I say to them right there and then, either what do you feel your next step would be? And I've signed up 1,000 BV, 4 calls, 1 new customer doing exactly that. And that was in the space of a couple of hours. Just that same script. And the other way I like to finish it, is there any reason why you can't get started? Now, 2 people in that conversation got back to, I didn't even get to finish it. They said, oh, I need to order this stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you. There's a hidden gold mine in our existing Be New customers.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just want to recap real quick, Cliff, what you said. Personally, I think it's the sunglasses. You said a lot of great things, but I think it's the sunglasses. He said, be yourself, right? Be yourself. Anybody here ever felt like they couldn't be themselves or they had to be somebody else? Be yourself. Why would you want people attracted to you and your business and joining you if you can't be yourself? No way. So be yourself. Qualifying people. That's huge. I mean, one of the things I would suggest to help qualify people is get a great hobby. Because if it takes 5 to 12 contacts to develop trust and really build that relationship to get somebody into your business, get a great hobby. I'll just share one that I have that has been a magnet for me. Last year I learned how to brew beer. Okay? Now, do I like to drink beer? Yes, but I like to brew it even more. And I found in my community and anywhere I go, when people find out that I brew beer, they have a million questions for me. And they look at me like I can do something. It's like someone who's a guitar virtuoso. How do you do it? It's led me to meet some exceptional people. Get a great hobby. If you haven't focused on a hobby in a while, I need a new hobby. Get several hobbies just to meet people and get them in that funnel, because eventually they're going to come through and they just say, we have so much fun together. What is this life force thing you're doing? When somebody asks you about it, that's when it really gets fun. And the last thing, man, Cliff has so much confidence, right? You sense that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the mental side of this that's so huge. Every day, work on something in your confidence. Make your confidence stronger and stronger. In this world, confidence is super sexy to people, whether it's business, relationships, whatever. Confidence is everything. When you go to somebody like a wet noodle, or like David would say, limp, nobody wants to join your business if you're hesitant and scared and unconfident. Just do it with gusto. Thanks, Cliff. Okay. Couple things for you, Julia. You're living on the land, kind of. You live in Austin, but you travel around quite a bit. You go take care of your mom on the East Coast. You have a place in Minnesota. You camp all the time. Yet, you're the person, again, that attracts a lot of younger people. Anyone want younger people in their group?
Yes.
You've managed to attract some younger people. You've managed to hit Achievers Club even when you spent months away from your home. So I want to know how you do those things. But add in, I think there's a piece of some people's subconscious that says, well, shoot, if I had a bunch of new people to talk to, how the heck would I follow up? So I don't need a bunch of new people to talk to. So how do you keep it straight? Those 3 points. How are you meeting the new people, the young people? How do you keep it straight with your follow-up?
Yeah, follow-up was asked about, so I'll tell you what I do. I do travel a lot. Mike and I was reading something in Money Magazine about these, heroes of travel in the world and how they're doing it. And he looked at me, this is my husband, he goes, we just added it up. And it was over 6 months last year. Just some great places, and a couple months included living on my island in Minnesota. So that's just a chunk of time. And I guess it really comes down to a lot of what's been said is, it's really, at some point we had a silver training. Were some of you ever in that?
Yes.
And at some point at the end of it, they said, do you want to know the secret? You've been there for all day or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we came here to get the secret. Do any of you remember what the secret was?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
It's not about you.
Yeah. It's not about me. It's about them. And if you live in this world, you're going to get what you want if you make it about the other person. And if it were about me now, I wouldn't be here. Okay, because I've kind of arrived. Life is pretty darn good. Financially, time, health, it's pretty good. I'm here for all of you because I feel like I was given a gift to be free, right? Because 7 or 8 years ago, I was working 60 hours a week, just like probably most of you. But if you make all your conversations in the listening, as Nancy, is such a prime example, and let people finish their conversations and don't pounce them with what you have, even though you're excited, they're going to give you the opening. As Paul Devlin sometimes says, they'll give you the garage. But you've got to have the listening for what it is they're looking for. And the questions, the power of question asking, I think Annie really was my model for that. Yeah, just keep asking questions. And maybe it was Holly Wheeler, but it's like, people love to talk about themselves. And, Julianna just said it, at the end of the day, if you've made somebody's day better because you hung out just spending 1 extra minute while the guy finished bagging your groceries, do you know what a difference you're making in a person's life, even if you didn't sell them anything? So to me, it's just the quality of, I do care, I care greatly, and I care about every flavor of human being, and I want everybody to have the opportunity to have what they want if they're willing to do the work. So it's in the listening, it's in the interactions, finding a hobby. Certainly, I'm in a new community in Texas in the winter, and I tell Annie it's like a Disneyland because it's a senior community, so it's not about finding the 30-year-olds. But you have to be 50 to live there. But oh my gosh, I go to yoga, I go spinning, I play in the water, I go to country line dancing. And it's like, well, what do you want to do? But it's not about being the blue bottle lady or hauling around my Be-New. It's about making relationships and creating curiosity and getting to know new people. But, the first summer I built this business, you guys, 7 weeks on an island. The town is 500 people. Anita knows it well. I got $4,000 the first summer I was there before I knew anything about the comp plan. Just by being me, being curious about people, and just sharing if there's an opportunity. So it's not about if you live in a limited community. It's not about if you don't have the people skills. It's about embracing yourself. What does Mavis say? Be your magnificence, right, Christina?
Yeah, that's right.
I heard that on the phone, and I'm like, if everybody would let their light shine as bright as it's shining in our eyes, right, Cliff? But really let your heart open to the world and really get the gift you are to the world, all of us get to show up so much more brighter with our essence. And you're going to find the people that are looking for what we have. And I didn't answer half of those, so what were there? 3.
Just real quick, can you give us a couple pointers on how do you follow up?
Yeah,
so they go out next
okay.
week, this is boot camp, and they have 10,
Yeah.
20, 15, 5 people to follow up. It seems overwhelming. So
Okay, so a promoter, they say doesn't care. They just pummel in people, right? And they fall out and whatever. But because I am a nurturer, I do care, and I take a stand that people have a positive experience. So for me personally, I was taught the 5x7 card program where, I'd see Annie. She'd just put everybody's name, what their health challenges are, what they bought, and she'd grab that little stack of cards with her and go out to wherever she's going, and somewhere in her day, she's going to call those people as a follow-up. Did you get your product? How's it going? Are you ready for the next order? That's one system, the 5x7 index card. Another one many of you have heard of is, I believe Kathy Monet Smith built this program, Business in a Book. Same concept. You get the information. When you talk to them, what were their dogs' names or their kids' names? You've got to make it personal. So the more that when you call them up, you'll say, I know it's a rough time going with this, but they go, wow, she hurt me. My son's being challenged or whatever. So Business in a Book is another system, and again, we're not going to go through this now, but fortune is in the follow-up. For me, because I move around so much, it is electronic. It used to be a Palm Pilot, and then it became an iPhone. So I put notes in, and if I don't get to it, if this is my follow-up for today, the beauty of that system is you just move it to tomorrow, right? And if all of a sudden you got all this follow-up and these people you haven't done, I just got to sit my butt at home, period, and really play catch-up and not answer the phone from my team, not answer my mother's calls, just really focus, and then I'm caught up. But if you don't do the follow-up, we are in a service industry as far as I'm concerned, and we're building servant-based leaders. So we're in this to make a difference in the world. And unless you're serving the people, the 90-day commitment, it's like 30 days, no way. You've got to get their commitment. Let's do it. So electronic, index cards, business in a book, but something. And if you don't have a system, talk to the strategist and just talk to your upline, but you need some kind of system to capture all the work you're putting in, or why bother? Is that good?
Great.
Woo!
The goal is just to spark one idea in you. One thing maybe you forgot, you learned. One new thing. Take it and make it your own. Any of these ideas. Your follow-up system, there's no perfect follow-up system. Find one that will work for you. Find one that you'll enthusiastically do. And I love what she said. Quit making it about you. I do a little coaching of public speakers who aren't public speakers on the side, and most of it is about anxiety because people are definitely afraid to public speak. And the one thing I always go back to is quit making it about you. Make it about the people you're serving. This is the same thing Nancy said. Make it about the people you're serving. You had some. Oh. I'm gonna. You know what? We're gonna do a couple more questions here, and then I want to open it up real quick to platinums and any platinums and above. We'll have a couple who have questions. Go ahead.
Okay. This one? Yeah. Okay. Absolutely everything they said about people skills, listening, qualifying, finding out what it is they want, all very important things. But how do you start that conversation with a brand new person that you don't know? Like I mentioned, networking is great because people are expecting to talk to you and you're expecting to meet them and get to know each other. But there's another thing that I've learned. It's going to sound a little cheesy, but trust me, it works. Do you see this name badge here? It says, that girl who sells seaweed. Now, if I was talking to you in the grocery store line and you read my badge that says, that girl that sells seaweed, are you just going to leave it at that? I don't think so. You're going to say, what do you mean you sell seaweed? There you go. There's your opening. And I taught this to my downline and on a call about 5 weeks ago. And about 18 people ordered badges. And the next week, after they got them, so I guess it was a couple weeks later, so many of them that were actually wearing their badges out and about in their life. You've got to wait in line at the grocery store. You've got to get the oil changed in your car. You've got to go to the DMV. You have a normal life. They were having people ask them what happened. About 2 hours ago, I went down into town because I had to pick something up. Had my little badge on. The little kid, who's only about 19 years old, said, what do you mean you sell seaweed? This is an opening. And so I told him my story. When I was in my late 30s, I started getting older. And not only was I getting older, I looked older, I felt older, I even started dressing older. But then my friend Paul told me about the seaweed, and I started drinking it, and I got younger. It also got rid of my allergies and my irritable bowel syndrome. I've been on this 12 years. I'm in my 50s now, and I feel like I'm in my 20s. And he goes, really? And, okay, he's only 19, but do you think your mom or your dad might be interested in hearing more about that? Do you see? I mean, every situation is different, but along with all the other things that you do, calling your hot market, recalling your hot market, getting out there to events where you can meet people, something as simple as a silly little badge that costs me $15 gives me 2 or 3 extra opportunities per day to start a conversation with somebody to see if maybe this is something that would interest them, either the business or the product. Oh, and don't make it a commercial. As the guy who sold me the badge said, do not wear your brochure on your badge. You need to make it something where somebody's going to ask you a question. The best one I found, actually, and I've been through about 4 different ones. The one I would have now says, Julianna, California, I sell seaweed. Nothing more. Or, I'm a loser, if maybe you lost weight. Okay? Come up with something where somebody will ask you, and it opens up the door. This one was in.
So, go ahead. You know why that button works for her? She believes it works for her, right? You can tell how passionate she is about it. So, if you heard that, like, I would never wear a button that says Alex sells seaweed. Okay, what could I do?
You're a
right?
loser.
Right. I could
This guy makes me.
Where's the next break? I need to talk to Thomas. What can you do with that idea to attract people to you.
Put it on your car.
Put it on your car. So this isn't just, wow, okay, Julie's got an idea of wearing a badge. Maybe that resonates with you, maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, how do you take that idea, make it your own, and do something else so that people ask you questions? When I wear my Life Force polo shirt, and this has happened at every company I've worked with, when I wear it to lunch, when I wear it to the grocery store, it never fails. What's Life Force? Never fails. At least one person asks me, what's Life Force? So you don't want to wear a t-shirt that says, I'm a loser, Thomas, or whatever. Just get something that says Life Force, something that's going to create curiosity. Take this idea and what can it spark in you to attract people to you, make it easier to expand your warm market. Okay, platinums and above. Any questions for this panel? Let's make them good questions. I think Beth Ann had her hand up first. Say your question to me, I'll repeat it.
They're going to need one, guys.
You're gonna need one.
Yeah, so, you know what, I'll just repeat them.
Go ahead.
Okay, making Achievers Club month after month after month after month sounds like it might be pretty challenging follow-up. So I'd like to know what kind of, and I've seen you teach on follow-up before, I know the system you have, I've seen, but I'm wondering, have you modified that? Yeah, you. How
So,
is-
before you answer, let me repeat the question.
How advice to us for efficient follow-up so that we're not intimidated about moving ahead that fast because we don't want follow-up to scare us off.
So our question is, if someone's making Achievers Club over and over and over, that could be intimidating because that's a lot of follow-up. How do you keep up with that?
Okay, great question. Very important, because if you feel overwhelmed, you tend to just freeze up and shut down. So I do have a system where I have follow-up. I keep it in the computer, but index cards work great. But I will tell you, times are changing. And what used to be a phone call where people would actually answer their call, they don't answer their phone so much anymore. And email pretty much doesn't work either. 4% of people answer their email. So what I have found that works really, really great, did you know 91% of people look at their text messages within 4 minutes? And I have a droid so I can have categories of people. And I have to take the time. I have to take the time to sit down and say, I'm going to do a bunch of follow-ups right now. And I will text everybody I'm trying to follow up with. Unless they don't text, of course, I try to call as well. So times they are changing. Ask your people when you're first getting them on, what works best for you? Phone, email, or text? Pay attention to that because you do want to get in touch with them.
I just want to add about text messaging, because I depend on my downline to do their own reignite, but they don't do it all. But I want to say that I did send out massive texts to my reignite list, and I brought them in, and texting is the way, because there are too many emails. But I got a lot of reignites just off of a text people I haven't talked to in a year.
It's huge. What about Cliff and Nancy? You guys have been in Achievers Club. Real quick, how do you guys manage to follow?
Yeah, same as well. Group texting, we started that in Down Under a while ago now, because we realised that nobody watches or looks at their emails. So that's one effective way. The quickest way for the follow-up is getting people to events, because they get the info, they get the upline, they get the questions answered, and they can sign up there and then on the spot. That's the quickest way. It just saves the follow-up. The other, shortening the sales cycle, is those 4 new customers I signed up, none of them saw any information, but they had a relationship with the person strong enough for them to trust enough to just try.
Oh, Lord have mercy, follow up. I still go by the business in the book, and I am committed to learning some new ways to follow up, because each day on my calendar, I make my telephone calls, and you can tell I'm a nurturer, right? I really want to evolve.
Cindy.
What advice would you have for someone who's maybe been in the business maybe 6 months, maybe a year, but they feel like they've gone through their whole warm market and their posture today is way different than it was back then, and they feel like they messed it up, right? So what would you say to someone about going about that whole cycle.
You mean going back to the
Well,
people they already talked to?
Yeah, I mean, like, they feel like they've run out of their warm market, and we just heard some great ideas about getting new warm market, but they feel like they didn't deliver the message that they could deliver today because their belief is so much stronger today than it was when they begun. And yet there's some intrepidation about calling these people back.
Okay, cool.
So,
How do
yeah.
we go back to people?
I call it getting naked, you know, that's our expression of being honest and being humble. And we've done it. I mean, Kyla, the people in the room, we've done it. Okay, so if they're all dress rehearsals, I've blown plenty of times. So you call up that person, Cindy, and you just say, yeah, you know, you got a minute? It's been a year ago I called you. Remember that seaweed stuff I was talking to you about? And they're like, they forgot about me, right? And they're like, well, yeah, kind of. Again, we think we're so embarrassed, but it's like, I'll just say, you know what? I just wanted to start over. Do you have a minute? Because I got to tell you something. I'm not the person I was a year ago, and I've got something that's going to change your life if it's something that you're open to. And you speak with your honesty, with your, you know, authenticity about your belief. There's a listening from them. And if it's a no, well, what's the worst you got? It's just a redo. And that's the bottom line. And they're going to hear that person's belief. They're going to hear that sincerity. They're going to hear that they got to mess it up. Because when they go forward, you think that the rest of all of us haven't done that? We just get to do it again. And in doing that, if that person, for me, comes in your business, you're giving them permission to go, oh, I don't have to be perfect, like Cindy laughed out of the gate. Well, you know, when you're looking all polished and shiny, that's very intimidating. But when they call up and go, oh, you're starting over? It's like, that's kind of liberating.
We have time for one more quick question. Is there anybody? Kevin, did you have a question? I saw your hand. Anybody else have one more question? Mark.
What advice would you give an individual who's, I'm pretty sure everybody goes through this in their business, had upline members quit, you know, from leadership standpoint, have downline members quit, you know, because of whatever situation is going on in their life. So what type of advice would you give an individual to kind of keep them in the game?
Let me repeat that. So if you've had an upline person, maybe someone in your upline you looked up to is no longer working the business, and you've lost some people who you really were excited about in your downline. Not that that's ever happened to anybody, right? They were excited at one point and they stopped working the business, and you might feel all alone, or how do you go forward from there?
Has that happened to you?
Yeah. But I'm sorry, Mark Good is an example of what it is. You look in the mirror, buddy. You look in the mirror and you say, do I really want this? I mean, I was introduced to it. Do I really believe that this can work? Do I believe it's going to give me what I'm going for? I had the experience. I see Annie smiling back there. When I was new in the business, she was in Hawaii, and she called me up and said, or emailed, she did something, and she says, I'm staying. And I'm like, what do you mean you're staying? I need you over here. But I had a moment of panic that said, well, what if Annie stayed in Hawaii and just dropped Life Force? Would I go forward and build this business without Annie? So it's about you. It's about your why. And if you believe that this business has been in company, you know, this company's been in business for 30 years, it's not going anywhere. But it's your why. And if it's compelling, I mean, so you've moved out here to be near the fire. There's no better example than what you're showing. And it's not, you just do it.
Mark, you're doing it by being here.
Yeah.
You're going to the boot camp for a couple days this week? There you go. Let me tell you what Life Force has over any other company that I've worked with, or I've known distributors at, or executives at. What the leadership team at Life Force, I'm not talking about home office. I'm talking about your upline leaders putting together an event like this, working together, bless you, does not happen in other companies. It simply does not happen. So, you guys are the perfect example. You've got where you need to go to get the support you need to get. Plug in to this great community. Everybody here wants everybody else to succeed as much as them, if not more than them. So you're doing it, buddy. You're doing it. Give these guys a hand. They didn't know any of this.